You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe and 106.1 KZCCLP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Monday at noon on April 2nd, the day after Easter. I hope everyone had a great Easter. I am Margie Taylor, your host for Conroe Culture News on FM 104.5, 106.1, Lone Star Community Radio in downtown Conroe. I think it's going to be a nice day. It's a little cloudy, a little humid, but it's April. April showers bring May flowers, right? Isn't that how that goes? That's what I was always taught. So I have my guest today will be Mark Frank, who's the candidate for City Council, position 4, and Holly Price of Woodlands Hits. She is also running to be Woman of the Year for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. So she also is going to bring some people that are going to tell us a little bit more about leukemia, and one of them is a young man, Noah, who has battled cancer twice. He's 13 years old, so that will be in our second half. And this show is sponsored by Roger Stein Chiropractic Center in Conroe by Taco Bell across from Conroe High School. They work with prenatal patients, babies, sports injuries, herniated discs, sciatica, and migraines. Healthy living for a happy long life. So things that are coming up this week. This is going to be this is the first Thursday of the month, and you know what happens on the first Thursday. We have Farmers Market, but we are renaming that Market Day. So any vendors that want to come out, and of course we always love fresh produce. I think we're going to have a fresh meat vendor as well. Maybe we'll have some eggs, some fresh eggs, who knows. But that has been relocated to Heritage Park, which is also the First Thursday concert series. And we're quite excited about this because at Heritage Park during First Thursdays, that goes from April through September, every first Thursday of the month. And the market day starts at 4. The concerts start at 6:30. And it's a lot of fun. It's all free, and the bands that will be playing are going to be Nightbird, and they are a Fleetwood Mac tribute band. They will start at 6:30, and Already Gone, an Eagles tribute band, will be at 8 p.m. If you haven't heard these bands, that is quite a duo for our first concert series, and they're fabulous bands. If you like Fleetwood Mac and you like Eagles, who wouldn't? But we get a pretty good crowd for that. So we join that up with the market days, alias Farmers Market. And people can shop around for some unique items, soaps, foods, things like that. Sit on the hill, bring your chair. It's all free. There's also going to be a few food trucks. There's going to be Falaco's vegan food truck, and Snow Cone Angels, and the refill station will be situated on Simonton Street during the entire times from 4 to 9:30. So check that out. So speaking about food, did you guys hear about the food challenge at the Red Onion on the square that happened last Wednesday? Okay, so there was an international food competitor, Scott Collister, was the first person to meet the expectations and got to have his picture on the Warrior Wall with the Maximum Victus chicken fried steak. That's a big name. So it's basically a huge chicken fried steak. And this happened at the Red Onion Company across on the east side of the courthouse on Main Street. The chicken fried steak weighs nearly 5 pounds with mashed potatoes, romaine lettuce, gravy, and a thick bun. And every layer is repeated 4 times. 4 times. And the person has to finish everything on the plate. I don't really know why you would do that. That's kind of how I feel about eating my Easter buffet yesterday. Like, oh my gosh. But it's garnished with, of course, a red onion on the top. Why not? Everything has to be eaten off the plate. So Scott did that. He met the competition, and I believe it started at 6:30 Wednesday night, and he ate it all. So his picture is up there, and the challenge is on. So he's the first person that's been able to complete that challenge. Of course, the Red Onion on the Grill opened up July 1st last year, and they're open for breakfast and lunch. But let Joey Ashton know if you're up for that challenge. They have pictures of what they call the Weenie Awards up there for people that didn't quite make that challenge. So just see who you are and what you want to do. All right, so other upcoming things. Thursday, besides the concert and the market days, we will have Mike and the Moon Pies at Pacific Yard House, and Buck Yeager will be at the Red Brick Tavern. Friday night will be Opie Hendricks at the Red Brick Tavern and Doc Mojo at the Corner Pub. Saturday, you can see Mike Barrick Project at the Red Brick Tavern, Bree Bagwell at Pacific Yard House. She's a great performer, and she's been in great demand. You might want to see that. And Mike Amabile and Run Over Twice will be at the Corner Pub. You can round out the week with Gospel Sunday Brunch at the Red Brick Tavern with live music. This week, there are no performances at the Owen or the Crichton Theater. They're kind of dark right now, and getting ready over at the Crichton Theater with Stage Right to do The Elephant Man. And I'm sure that will be a sellout performance, as their past performances have been, so make sure you get tickets as soon as possible. So we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back with my first guest, who is Mark Frank. I'm Margie Taylor, your host for Conroe Culture News.
Are you suffering from lower back pain, migraines or headaches, whiplash, carpal tunnel, neck pain, sciatica, or joint pain? Are sports injuries, herniated discs, or complications from pregnancy diminishing your quality of life? Then visit Roger Stein Chiropractic at 3303 West Davis Street in Conroe. Their staff, led by Dr. Stacy Rogers, Dr. Brian McGee, and Dr. Martha Manzanares, are experts in providing safe, effective, and affordable approaches in spinal care designed to stop your pain. With unparalleled service and proven treatments, Roger Stein Chiropractic is your choice for pain relief. Call 936-441-9990 for an appointment, or visit RODGERSSTEIN chiropractic.com. Roger Stein Chiropractic is a proud sponsor of Conroe Culture News.
Lone Star Community Radio presents the Lone Star Radio Troupe. This talented cast will perform radio plays right here in the Lone Star Studios located in downtown Conroe. There will be a new performance every first Sunday of the month. And if you miss the broadcast, just go to Lone Star Community Radio's podcast or YouTube anytime during that month. Go to ourlonestar.com archives to find the Lone Star Radio Troupe's latest play that's available. This is Lone Star Community Radio, Conroe's 104.5 FM and 106.1 FM community station. Find us on the web at irlonestar.com. Lone Star Community Radio is a supporter to the performing arts in Montgomery County, Texas.
A Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question or comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station at irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with Lone Star Community Radio.
We are back on Conroe Culture News, FM 104.5, 106.1, Lone Star Community Radio in downtown Conroe. I'm your host, Margie Taylor, for this hour, and I am joined with my first guest, Mark Frank, and he is a resident of Conroe, running for City Council in position 4. Welcome, Mark.
Thank you so much, Miss Margie. I do appreciate being here today.
It's going to be a good day, isn't it?
It's always a good day.
It's always a good day.
Always.
Okay, good. So did you have a nice Easter?
I did. We ended up having to buy a car and,
wow.
Just trying to kick it around town the most we could. Yeah.
I think I saw that. Yes. You bought a Nissan.
No, I wanted a Nissan, but my wife's heart was set on a Kia Soul, so
okay.
she got what she wanted.
Okay. Yes, I saw that conversation.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so you got a new car and you were driving around and enjoying it, yes?
Yeah, trying to anyways. Yeah.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about yourself. You grew up in Conroe, right?
Yes, ma'am, off of 1314 in Crichton.
All right. And you have a family, you're married, and you have children.
The child is coming the 8th of this month.
Oh,
so,
my
Yeah,
goodness.
it's just right around the corner.
Wow. So you got a lot of things going on. And you're running for city council.
Yeah, yeah. I feel it's time. It needs to be done.
Why is it time? Tell me about that.
Well, since I came back, we were originally raised out here in Conroe, as we just spoke. We left to go into spring to get a better education at the time. Conroe's education system was not the best. It has improved drastically since then. It's time now. My family decided to come back home where we were all pretty much born and raised. My grandmother's house still stands on 2nd Street. My cousin lives there. But at the end of the day, more than anything, this is home. They always say home is where the heart is. Well, the heart drew me right back to Conroe, and I wasn't able to leave.
Oh, good. So you have run before. This isn't your first time, and that's okay.
Yeah.
So you have some experience doing this, and so you ran for city council in 2016.
Yes, ma'am. I ran against Seth Gibson. He was the incumbent at the time. Beating him was not an easy task. I put all my effort and forefront behind that. Now I've been back long enough. My name's gone around town quite a bit. I do believe now is going to be the best opportunity, and I do firmly believe I'm going to win this one.
Well, that's good. You got to be positive. So I did see that debate that the Conroe Chamber put on, and you had some really good, valid points, and I think you performed very well at that. That was the first debate, right? The first time, like a forum for everybody to come out and talk?
Yes, ma'am. They had the pressure on because, once again, it is the first forum. You have to
Right.
lead with your best foot forward, so to speak,
Right.
and we all do our best not to shit ourselves in that foot. Yeah.
Right, right. And sometimes you don't know the questions, so it could be challenging when you go to answer them. So what lessons have you learned? I mean, what has changed since the last time you ran?
A lot's actually changed. The city keeps growing and changing overall. We have a 40% Hispanic community out here. I believe they're definitely underrepresented, and they normally don't come out and vote too much, which is awkward when you consider that segmentation is so large that they're not representing themselves or wanting to represent themselves. But the more I work with them and the more I get out into their community and speak with them, the more they're willing to do so. But most of them don't know. This last election, everybody kept asking, I didn't see your name on the ballot. And I'm like, well,
Right.
that's because you're looking at the wrong races. They don't have the representation to understand what's going on, and nobody's really trying to inform everybody. I know you do a great job of getting out there and making it happen, but it takes more than just a handful of people. It takes a community.
So what is the date of the election?
It's going to be on May 5th. It's going to be very riveting for everybody.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and there's early voting too, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
The end of April, right?
Yes, ma'am. That's going to be over in the April Sound at the church in downtown over here on the 6th floor.
Okay, so can people still register to vote?
You have 30 days prior to the actual election to be able to register. So time's a ticking, if not already expired.
So they need to register by April 5th, and
Yes,
today
ma'am.
is the 2nd.
Yes, ma'am.
And how can they register to vote? Do you know?
Really easy. You can go down to your local post office. Most of the times they have the voter registration there. If they don't for any reason, feel free to take your small trip down to Election Central by the airport. They have more than enough forms offhand, and you can submit it right there on site.
Okay. So you say the Hispanic community is one of those 40% that are hugely increasing in Conroe.
Yes, ma'am.
So, and you've been out in the community. What do you do to get out there and meet some of the people out there?
Oh, well, it's really easy. Just drive around every day. Once again,
Really?
I'm local here.
Yeah.
It's simple enough just to stop into a place, spend a couple dollars, talk to people while you're there, get your name put out there. Also, at the same time, most of them want the interaction. They want to know what's going on in our community. My Spanish is terrible, but luckily my wife's is on point.
Good.
So she's definitely able to help me with
Good.
all of that.
Yeah, that's great. So you have a desire to get involved in this community. You grew up here. You've lived here. What other things are you involved in the community?
Honestly, I'd love to tell you more about that, but where I come from and the way I was raised, The left hand does not tell the right hand what it's doing. Most of the things I do pro bono. I do it because I love the community and I love getting involved. But I don't do it for any recognition. I don't do it so someone can give me a pat on the back and say that a boy. I just highly suggest that the community get involved. Believe me, you'll see me out there.
So just various places, you'll just show up.
Yeah.
People need to be ready.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about your thoughts of why you're running, where you sit on certain things, such as annexation.
Oh, annexation is a very sore subject. I'm completely against that. Now, unless, there are opportunities where annexation does provide a service to the people. For instance, if you told me that you wanted to annex a small strip, let's say it's in April Sound, right next to it, and you said, look, we want to do this because everybody in April Sound is flooding. We want to be able to make a right-of-way for a water easement to come through and to be able to pull this water away from the subdivisions. I'm all for that. You're going to get the community to back you in that case because it's actually going to help the community. Instead, I hate to say it this way, but we got three gentlemen that are more focused on filling the coffers than they are actually focused on, is it going to help the community? And that's sickening to me. That should never be done.
So as long as the people are aware and it's going to benefit that community, you're all for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you're going to annex a place, don't hold a city council meeting, invite them to come and speak out against it, and then act like they don't have a voice. You're about to take them in. You can at least have some decency, listen to them, and take their concerns in consideration.
I can see you look very passionate about this. I can see your eyes just like
Yeah,
glowing.
It bothers me when you completely just throw away somebody's wants and beliefs and their rights.
And that's one of your biggest things that you are standing for, or running for, is to help the residents with what they want. Is that correct?
Yes.
What their demands are, what they really want, and why they're living here, and make them knowledgeable about things and have a voice.
Yes, ma'am. Because at the end of the day, it's the people who elect you. It's the people who elect you to lead them. And if you're not going to do what they want, what was the point in all that?
Then it's all about you then.
Exactly.
Right? Okay. So there was a topic about fire stations and firefighters during this forum, and how many firefighters. That seems to be something else that you're passionate about. Tell me about that.
It's not just the safety of the people that are taken into consideration in that aspect, because it is a lot about the people. They're the ones paying the bill. But at the same time, we have to remember our firefighters, they are doing this out of the kindness of their heart. It's not that they don't get a paycheck, but at the end of the day, they are willing to put their life on the line to protect us and to help us. In turn, if we are doing anything less than perfect quality services, not only to the people but to them, we're cutting not only ourselves short, but we're also putting their lives at risk, and that's not acceptable in any way.
Yes, I'm very aware of this, and that's a passion with me as well. My husband was a fire chief for 11 years and served in this county for 19 years as a firefighter. So that is something that we're adamant about, as well as making sure there's at least, I think, a minimum of 3 or 4 firefighters at all times, 24/7. And they don't get paid enough, really, for what they do. You'd be surprised.
Quite under average. Yeah.
That's why most of them, although they only work 9 days out of the month, most of them have second jobs too, to take care of their family. So I can understand that. So you are involved in the community, though. You're a precinct chair.
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you been doing that?
Now it's been 3 years. This last summer, I was appointed to North Central Area Chair as well. That's not an elected position. It's an appointed position, where it's my job to make sure that all the precinct chairs are getting out, they're being active, they're doing what their jobs entail.
What does their job entail?
Well, first of all, one of the biggest things we do is we reach out to the community. We're supposed to be the forefront of representation for these people. If we're not getting out there and speaking with these people before we go sit in our CEC meetings, which is where we are actually going to vote on which way things should go. For instance, if people said, I'd like a 20% property tax reduction, like they did, the Republican Party votes on it. At the end of the day, if you're not discussing with your constituents the way they want to be represented, then we have a real problem, because your job is to represent them. If you're not willing to do that appropriately, then we might as well just once again just feed into your own ego and just let you do whatever you want to do. But that's not what our jobs entail. Our jobs entail do what is right for the people.
So that's a big position that you hold, in the community as a precinct chair, and now you've been moved up to another position to represent the people. So that seems to me very in line with city council and being involved as
Yes,
well.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so tell me some other things about Mark Frank.
Mark Frank, first and foremost, is a citizen, because I decided to take the long way around everything. I pretty much have 3 degrees currently. I'm about to finish for my bachelor's in business. I've already got a finance degree, a business degree, and an accounting degree. So I like to deal with money.
You could be treasurer.
Yeah, no, I don't want that. I do not want that. That's a position that I would
We're
not.
done with that, right?
Yeah, I would not wish that on anybody, honestly. But other than that, I enjoy what I do. My education is allowing me to help people. In turn, as we discussed earlier, you said, you might like to do taxes, which, yeah, I do. I really do. But I like to do it not just because I get to play with money and figure out things. I actually get to discuss with people the most beneficial way to protect themselves from any liabilities. It's just another way to give back to the people.
Right. No, I understand that. That's good. You seem to be a very driven, passionate gentleman that's very involved in the community. I think you'll do well myself.
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah. So when is your next forum?
The forums are scattered right now. I know the next upcoming forum is going to be hosted right down the road. It's just right around the corner. It's going to be on April. You want me to lie to you, don't you?
No.
You would ask that. She put me on the spot. Let's see. The next one's on April 17th. That is actually going to be hosted at 700 Old Montgomery Road here in Conroe. That is going to be at 6 p.m. It should be a lot of fun, a lot of entertainment. I'm hoping they allow the questions to come from the floor, though. I really do enjoy getting to interact with the people. I want to know what their questions are. But first and foremost, I would advise everyone, if they do allow it to be an open forum, go out there, do a little bit of research. If you come in and say, what does your job consist of? That wastes a lot of time. There are people who have real questions, not necessarily saying that you're uneducated in the situation, but you should at least properly educate yourself.
Be informed.
Yeah, at least in the base of what
Right.
I'm supposed to be doing, and then ask me questions along those lines.
Okay. All right. So if somebody wants to connect with you, what is the best way to do that?
Actually, pick up the phone. My phone's always on. I give everybody my personal cell phone. It's 281-455-2610. Call me anytime, day or night. I'm normally up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning doing homework, so feel free. You're not going to upset me, or you can
Getting in practice for that baby.
Yeah, well, the baby is not going to be the worst of it. The homework is. But at the same time, worst case scenario, you can always find me down at the local Waffle House on 336 South. I'm normally there 3 to 4 nights a week, entertaining myself and the staff.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for sharing with us this afternoon and telling us about your campaign. And we look forward to hearing more about Mark Frank. So we're going to take another break. I'm Margie Taylor, your host for Conroe Culture News. Up next will be Holly Price.
Are you suffering from lower back pain, migraines or headaches, whiplash, carpal tunnel, neck pain, sciatica, or joint pain? Are sports injuries, herniated discs, or complications from pregnancy diminishing your quality of life? Then visit Roger Stein Chiropractic at 3303 West Davis Street in Conroe. Their staff, led by Dr. Stacy Rogers, Dr. Brian McGee, and Dr. Martha Manzanares, are experts in providing safe, effective, and affordable approaches in spinal care designed to stop your pain. With unparalleled service and proven treatments, Roger Stein Chiropractic is your choice for pain relief. Call 936-441-9990 for an appointment, or visit RODGERSSTEIN chiropractic.com. Roger Stein Chiropractic is a proud sponsor of Conroe Culture News.
Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question, comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station on irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with Lone Star Community Radio.
Hispanic Chamber Connections with Dr. Carlos Sanchez, President of the Woodlands Conroe Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, featuring event announcements, member highlights, and more. Tuesdays at 1 p.m., broadcasting from the heart of Conroe, Texas on irlonestar.com and Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
And we are back on Conroe Culture News. I'm your host, Margie Taylor. And we are joined in this second half with Holly Price, who's been on here before, but this time her agenda is the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and she's fundraising to be the first ever of the Woodlands Woman of the Year. So she's going to set precedents. And then we're going to also be joined with Kent Bratch and his son Noah Bratch. And they're going to tell us a little bit about their story and how they got involved with Holly. So, welcome, Holly.
Thank you.
So, I think you were on here, I don't know, maybe a month or longer ago.
I think so,
I don't
yeah.
even know. But you are a radio girl yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
You're the general manager over at Woodlands Hits, that place across the San Jacinto River.
That is correct, yes.
So thank you for crossing back over here to
course.
go to our lovely downtown
I
Conroe
love downtown Conroe.
I
It's
do
so
too.
homey. I love it.
I do too. It's very nostalgic, and you can just walk around everywhere and be safe and grab a bite to eat, be entertained, whatever. So just lots of stuff going on here. So you are here today, though, to tell us about the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society.
Yes.
And your fundraising campaign.
Yes. So I am running for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society Woman of the Year, the Woodlands. It's the first one, like you had mentioned. So I'm super excited about that. I've been touched by cancer in my family. My grandmother passed away with pancreatic cancer when I was just a young baby. So that kind of, has touched me. And in 2014, I was very privileged to be a part of a pediatric nonprofit organization. And it just opened my eyes to, these brave warriors and what they're going through and what the families are going through. And it just was placed on my heart to, do whatever I could to help. And, I was really excited. I don't know, I think you know this, but in 2015, with my friends over at Skydive Spaceland, we actually broke the Guinness Book of World Records for the most tandem skydives in one day, raising funds for the Pediatric Cancer Foundation. So I was really excited about that. We stole it from the UK, so they were really upset that this, little girl in Texas took it away from them. So
Wow.
So
you did skydiving?
I was number 265.
That's cool. Was
Yeah.
it fun?
It was. No.
You wouldn't do it again?
No, and they did a video. And they said, I asked for the video, and they're like, yeah, we lost it, so you're going to have to come back and fly again. And I'm like, nope, not happening.
Wow. Was it just like terrorizing when you jumped off?
So when you're up at 10,000 feet, and you look at the ground and the clouds, and my heart was just racing. You think that you would have nausea. I didn't have that at all. So as I was dropping, it was pretty amazing. The view was obviously
So did you
amazing.
relax once you couldn't have any control?
I did not relax until my bottom hit the ground. And I told my tandem instructor, I said, don't unhook me. I need 5 minutes to process what I just did.
Don't touch me. Just let me be.
He didn't. He was so funny. But it was an amazing event, and we raised over $40,000,
Wow.
and it was so much fun, and so many people participated. So we did 286 skydives total. So it was a pretty epic event, and then I was introduced to Kent and Noah, and they were.
Was Kent skydiving too? No, not at that. Okay, we're good. All right.
I did in Arizona back before I got married. I did it twice.
Oh, you're a brave man. You did it twice?
And you liked it?
I loved it. The first time I got it videotaped, it was really good. The second time, my wife came out, and we were married yet, so she came out to watch. And as we were jumping out of the plane, I heard my instructor say something like, holy something.
Uh-oh.
And we had to cut away the first shoot and pull our reserve.
What happened?
Oh my gosh.
It was not wrapped up correctly.
Oh, that's scary.
I don't know if I'd do it twice.
So that was your second and final.
That was the second time.
I
That was
understand.
That was it.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would do that.
And it's very, I mean,
Yeah,
it's very
you know.
safe over there at Skydive Spaceland. I mean, they hardly have any accidents or anything, but
Hardly ever have any accidents.
hardly ever. I think
Hardly
maybe
ever.
2 in like the last 10 years.
Still.
So
It takes a lot of courage to just take that step out.
That's kind of like bungee jumping. I don't even know if people still do that anymore. That was a thing. But
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
So I actually
So,
met
see-
Kent and Noah through my friends over at Dairy Queen The Woodlands. They do an event called Miracle Treat Day, and they always raise funds for Texas Children's The Woodlands. So Noah was the recipient, or the one being honored for Miracle Treat Day, and so I got to do an interview with them on Woodlands Hits, and I just fell in love with this family. They're amazing, and I was truly humbled and honored that Kent and his family actually nominated me to run for LLS Woman of the Year. So
That's cool.
I'm really excited, and I know it's going to be an amazing 9-10 weeks of fundraising, and I'm super excited. And Kent has a really great story about Noah and
Tell me
his
about
journey.
the story, and tell me about Noah and how you guys got involved in all this.
Sure. So when he was born he's 12 years old now, born with Down syndrome, and they told us he'd have some health issues as he was growing up. And 2 months old, he had open heart surgery because his heart was failing. And then when he just turned 4, he got diagnosed with leukemia, acute lymphoblastic leukemia. And he wasn't telling us anything. Wasn't real verbal at the time, and we could just tell by the way he was talking, or not way he was limping and saying he was hurting. We couldn't tell what was going on, so we get the blood test done and everything. Anyway, so that was before TCH up here in the Woodlands was open, so we were going to the medical center often, and his treatment plan was 3.5 years long.
Wow.
So it's, and for a kid with Down syndrome, they have to be careful because the toxicity of the chemotherapy drugs is pretty bad for them because of his genetic makeup. So we were put in line with Dr. Karen Rabin. She's an oncologist down there, and she specializes in kids with Down syndrome that have ALL, his acute lymphoblastic leukemia that he has. So very blessed to have her in our lives. But it's the length of time. When you first hear 3.5 years from your doctor, it's like, you got to be doing this for 3.5 years? Are you kidding me? There's no way. And there's still no cure for the leukemia. So that's why we're raising funds, because it's really suppressed in his body. So we got to keep going down and getting him checked, once in a while, the blood, to make sure he's okay. I mean, his immune system still has issues, so we have to see an immunologist. He has to take infusion shots once a week to help boost his immune system, so we got to be careful when we go out in public, that sort of thing. But the kid is resilient and has been great attitude with the whole thing. I mean, he really is, right?
Yeah.
What do you like to do, Noah?
What's your favorite thing? We play WWE. He loves wrestling. WWE
Oh,
wrestling.
okay.
So
Okay.
we
So
do
like
it.
a normal kid.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
I raised 3 boys.
Yeah, he loves. He has all the figurines, in the little ring and that sort of thing. He's
Sure.
always watching the moves on YouTube and then kind of mimic them with his figurines and stuff, figures and stuff. So
That's awesome.
yeah, he loves
That's
it.
normal boy.
Yeah.
Mine was very into Hulk Hogan at the time. But, so
John Cena is his big.
Okay, that's the new one?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a target was it how the kids.
He said hi to the kids, right?
Yeah.
John Cena's really good with the kids.
Yeah.
You're right.
And I said how to play.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a sing a song.
You like a song?
Yeah.
He's on Cena's song, I know.
Yeah.
So, but Noah's been a trooper for, all the trips we made down to the hospital. And we also have 2 older kids that are both in college. So at the time he was diagnosed, they were like, junior high or middle school. So they've been through a lot too, to have to go through this whole journey with everything. So, he's been in remission since 2012. very blessed with that. But it's a long journey for everybody. I mean, the treatment plan, like I said, is so intense, and your kid is so sick, and we want to raise the money with this campaign that Holly's doing to help out the kids in the future, and the adults too. There's everybody that's involved.
Absolutely.
Well, that says a lot that he nominated you to run for this.
Again,
It's
I
very
was
heartwarming.
totally humbled and honored to be nominated. Absolutely. And to be in a group of, 6 women and 4 men. I know it's a fundraising competition, and I know my friend Blair is super, super competitive. And
I've seen that.
So I gave him a shout out, Blair. But at the end of the day, we're all raising money for a greater cause, and it's all the same goal, and that makes my heart happy.
Yeah, it's a good thing. So how are you doing that? How are you getting the word out?
Oh gosh, networking, events, of course, social media. I have an amazing team behind me that is ramping up. I've got Jen Bruce from Hello Woodlands. I've got Christina Cooker from Great Day Houston. I have Kimberly Moyad. I have Amanda Beard. And I know I'm forgetting some others, but I have a good, solid group behind
And you
me.
have a fundraising page.
Yes, I do.
Also,
And
yes.
it's kind of long, and I'll read it to you. It's pages.mwoy.org/TXG/Woodlands18/aged price. And I'll give you the link that you
Well,
can
I
share.
have the link, so I've already put that in our summary
Awesome.
for the YouTube because
Awesome.
that's what I do. I research things, and we will share this on the Conroe Culture page so that people see it. But you can find it by looking up the Leukemia
Yes.
and Lymphoma
And you could just
Society
search my name.
and hit Woodlands,
Mhm.
and then just think about it. If you do that, then the Woodlands will say, okay, Woman of the Year, Man of the Year. There's that little tab.
Yep.
And then it'll show you some people and say, no, I want to see them all.
Right, right.
So then you can find Holly and her page and all that. But we can make it easier for you too. But I'm just saying you can find it that way.
Right.
So do you have a Facebook page for this too, or is it just the
I'm just
website?
using my personal Facebook page. I have a good following on there. And then, of course, I'm sharing it on the Woodlands Hits page as well. And,
Good.
I've got Jen sharing it and Christina and everybody
We'll
else.
share it
So
here,
they're
too.
all, yeah, it was really sweet. My mom is on my campaign, and I had to kind of walk her through setting up her website and gave her the verbiage to, post it on Facebook. And so that was pretty cute. So, yeah. And I have some events coming up. I'm going to be have a table to promote my campaign at the Houston Networking Extravaganza on April 19th.
Which, yes, I'm glad you mentioned that. April 19th at Costco.
Yes. So I would love for Noah and Kent to be there. We're also going to
Yeah,
have
that'd be great.
we're also going to have the Boy and Girl of the Year, James and Willow, there as well. Just to help raise awareness and raise funds. And Blair and I are going to be actually doing it together. And oh no, I'm sorry, it's Ian and I. Ian and I are going to be doing it together. So
Ian
and
Ramirez.
Yes. Oh my gosh, he's
I know Ian.
amazing. He's amazing.
I told him he needs to get out, and so apparently he did.
Oh my gosh. He did a video for his campaign, and it's heartwarming. It's so amazing. So we'll be there. And then April 28th, there is going to be an art feel event at Crush Wine Lounge, and they're going to be promoting my campaign there as well. And in May, I'm doing a Kendra Scott Gives Back event. So 20%
nice.
of all the proceeds, and they provide cupcakes and some bubbles, and you just shop, and 20% of the proceeds go to my campaign.
So you'll have that on your Facebook page too?
I haven't solidified the date yet.
Okay, so when you do, you will.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, good.
And so, and I'm part of, I help out Trey Diller at Inspire Productions with a lot of their events. So I'm hoping to, promote at one of their events as well. So I'm excited.
Trey, who just got engaged Saturday.
He did, and I was
Yeah.
so thrilled to be on the stage. When
He kept that pretty secret, pretty good, I think.
He did. She had no idea.
He says, "No, don't tell anybody."
I've
says,
known
well,
for
let's not
months.
talk about it on the radio then, okay?
I have known for months, so I was,
Yeah.
I didn't even tell my kids because I was so scared because my kids don't have a filter, I didn't want them to say anything, so.
That's fabulous. Okay, so This has been a tough journey for you, and maybe there will find a cure for this. That would be the best goal ever, right?
It's a huge goal. I talked about our oncologist earlier, Karen Rabin. She is also a recipient of LLS grant money. So we know what we're doing is making a difference because of her studies specifically for kids with Down syndrome that have his type of leukemia. So we know that was
Is
the
that very
completed circle.
common, Down syndrome with leukemia?
They told us when he was first born with the Down syndrome that he had a mutated gene that he could possibly get leukemia, but we figured, open heart surgery at 2 months old. He had a lot of stuff to go through with that. We called it the L word. We didn't say it. We figured if we said it, he would get it. And my wife and I kept saying the L word, and then in 2009 it became leukemia.
Wow.
So
That's unfortunate. I had a sister that passed away of cancer too. Actually, 7 years ago on Good Friday.
That's right. I saw that.
Yeah. So it wasn't leukemia. It was lung cancer, but it's still cancer.
sure, yeah,
Cancer just sucks.
yes.
It just does. So the sooner we can rid ourselves of that, just like we do other horrible things like tuberculosis and all, the better off we are, and it will happen. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come right back with a little bit more and any ending thoughts about how to help you in your fundraising campaign. I'm Margie Taylor. We'll be right back, and this is sponsored by Roger Stein Chiropractic.
Are you suffering from lower back pain, migraines or headaches, whiplash, carpal tunnel, neck pain, sciatica, or joint pain? Are sports injuries, herniated discs, or complications from pregnancy diminishing your quality of life? Then visit Roger Stein Chiropractic at 3303 West Davis Street in Conroe. Their staff, led by Dr. Stacy Rogers, Dr. Brian McGee, and Dr. Martha Manzanares, are experts in providing safe, effective, and affordable approaches in spinal care designed to stop your pain. With unparalleled service and proven treatments, Roger Stein Chiropractic is your choice for pain relief. Call 936-441-9990 for an appointment, or visit RODGERSSTEIN chiropractic.com. Roger Stein Chiropractic is a proud sponsor of Conroe Culture News.
Relax with a cup of joe or your favorite drink for the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce Chamber Chat. The show airs on the first Tuesday of the month at 11 a.m. on Lone Star Community Radio. Join hosts Courtney Galley and Brian Bondi as they chat about the Chamber's events and programs for the month and invite Chamber members into the studio to talk about their upcoming events and businesses. Learn about your Chamber with Chamber Chat every first Tuesday at 11 a.m.
A Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show, with monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776 to take your first step into the radio world.
Okay, we are in our last segment here. I'm your host, Margie Taylor, and I want to mention that this show is sponsored by Roger Stein Chiropractic Center in Conroe on Highway 105, and they work with prenatal patients, babies, sports injuries, herniated discs, sciatica, sorry. That's a tough word. It's hard to spell, too. And migraines. Healthy living for a happy, long life. That's Roger Stein Chiropractic Center by Conroe High School. So we are finishing up this segment here with Holly Price with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society and how she's fundraising to be the first ever Woman of the Year in the Woodlands with her fundraising campaign to do away with blood cancers. And she is accompanied by her person that nominated her for this position, Kent Brash with Noah Brach. And Kent has some information he wanted to share with us. He wants the visual for people to really see what it is. What have you got there, Kent?
So when Noah was first diagnosed in July 2009, he wore a wristband for 3.5 weeks when he was in the hospital. This is the actual wristband right here. It was dated July 2009. We got home, and when we cut it off his wrist, it was like us going over a hurdle, right? We made it, we could do it, we kept it. And since then, all the hospital trips he's had, we've kept all of his wristbands from every hospital visit. And I've never counted them. I don't want to count them, so I don't know because
I was wondering.
I have never counted them, but there are, one of these could mean, 3.5 weeks of inpatient treatment. One could be, 12 hours sitting in the infusion room getting blood transfers and getting, that sort of thing. And also it could be 3 hours waiting for blood, or for blood results to come back.
But there's a lot in there. That is a huge
and
bag.
These are probably 95% are down at the medical center. So we live, in Montgomery County. So driving down to the medical center that often and that many times, it just
Hold it up.
It's a lot.
Yeah, you see that? There's a lot of bracelets there. Noah, you had every one of those bracelets on you.
Yes.
I know. Wow.
I must have to cut it
And we
off.
cut it off, don't
And
we?
you
When we
cut
get
it
home.
off.
Yep, he knows the
That's a
routine.
good feeling to cut it off, right? You're home.
They knew to have a new one.
A new one
Yeah.
at the hospital every time, I know.
Every time they do that, just so
Yep.
they can tag you and they make sure that they have the right Noah. It's important. So what else have you got? You've got some other things to show us.
Okay, wish you can.
Some photos of Noah. Look,
Yeah,
there's
me.
little Noah.
They go, I'm sad.
You're
Yeah,
sad.
this is when he was first
Oh,
in the
sorry.
hospital until
Oh.
2009 in July.
Yeah.
And then all these are at Texas Children's Hospital down at the medical
I'm
center.
a clown.
You like a clown, right?
Yeah,
You got a clown
look
on
at
your
that.
I know those
nose,
clowns.
know.
What's that?
Yeah, I know the crazy clowns,
What
aren't
is
they?
it, Gucci?
Yeah,
And then
look
the
at that.
The other one is a little bit happier. He's a little bit
Yep.
happier in these, and we're really big on the frog theme, frog blankets.
Do you like frogs?
Yeah, but
Frogs?
in my bed.
For us,
Yeah.
frog is an acronym, FROG, fully rely on God.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
what we've used it
I
for
do
many
the-
years. So, but this is one of my favorite pictures of him. I use
That's
that
so
picture
cute.
for a lot. And then this is Nicholas and Sam. And of course, he's 19 and she's 21 now. So you can tell how
What?
long ago
Brother
it
and
was.
sister, huh?
Yeah.
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 So, hug me.
They hug you? Yeah, I know.
They should hug you.
When
You
I-
should hug them. Do you hug them?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a good hugger.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
he is.
I say,
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
And this is his oncologist, Dr. Raven. And that's his shirt says chemo grad. So he was done with
Oh, that's
chemotherapy and they took
good.
good pictures.
That was a good day, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're
Great
in
day.
remission right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. So you've been in remission for how long?
Since 2012. So,
So a long time.
yeah, almost 6 years.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
That's a good day.
I know.
We're crazy.
You're crazy?
Yeah, well, that's
Dad
good.
call me. That happy?
I'm happy. Yeah, you're happy too. You're a happy kid. You're always a happy kid.
Mommy, no, not happy.
Mommy wasn't happy. Why?
Sammy call me, you're mad.
Oh, okay.
Wait, you're sick.
Yeah, you get sick.
Yeah, I mean,
know.
what up?
Yeah, I know. You don't feel good when you get sick, do you?
Oh, no, Sammy.
Right.
Oh, Sammy.
I know.
Okay. Well, I am really glad to have you guys here, and especially with the visuals so that people can really see what this is about and why you're working to raise funds. Do you have a goal, Holly?
I do. I'm going to raise $50,000. So I'm super excited about that. I helped raise $40,000 in 2015. This is a walk in the park. So I hope to
And it's not a
exceed it.
skydive.
No, it's not skydiving. I don't know. Maybe I need to add that.
Yeah, if
you want to
will
go skydiving?
Oh, my wife would never let me do it again. She was there to see that other episode.
Yes.
No, that won't happen.
Okay, so we will post this and the link to your fundraising page on Conroe Culture News at Facebook. And that's what we look forward to doing, is to eradicating all of the leukemia so that we don't have to go through this again. Nobody else does. No other kids do. And Noah doesn't have to go through this again. That would be our greatest wish, I think.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So I appreciate you guys joining us here today. And we will have a YouTube link to this that we will share later in the week. So go out and have a great day. I'm Margie Taylor, your host for Conroe Culture News. Don't forget that Kids Fest is coming up April 28th in downtown Conroe. You want to be out there and see all the fun things for families. And this is sponsored by Roger Stein Chiropractic Center. We will see you next Monday. Thank you.
Thank you for checking out this production of Lone Star Community Radio. Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's community radio station. Don't forget to check out this show and many others across the Lone Star Community Radio Network, either live on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, the Lone Star Internet Radio app, or irlonestar.com's live audio stream, and on replay on podcast, Channel 12's Our City TV in Conroe, or Channel 21 KVQT in Houston, and of course their YouTube channel. This production is copyrighted and all rights are reserved by Lone Star Community Radio. Have a question regarding this program or other Lone Star Community Radio shows? Want to sponsor or start your own show? Call the station message line at 936-647-3776 or email the station at lscrstudios@gmail.com.